guys, we are back with Messy on Purpose.
And into the new year, 2025.
Yeah, just right around the corner, right?
It's crazy.
So we wanted to talk a little bit about this year to start
Mhm.
and kind of reflect on what we thought this year was going to look like and kind of how it turned out. Nothing ever goes as planned, right?
Right.
Like we always start the year, everyone makes goals, resolutions, and nothing ever goes as planned.
No.
And believe me, I plan everything. So this drives
She's
me
the
crazy.
planner, and I kind of like just have to go with what's happening because of my business and my kids. But yeah, even trying to plan, I don't think it goes anything like what you expect.
Even if you plan, it doesn't
Mhm.
go as it expects. Like
Mhm.
I literally plan my day on a daily basis,
Yeah.
right? So like I don't go into a new year without a plan.
Mhm.
But I can tell you right now, I'm nowhere near the goals I started with.
Do you see all the memes on social media that's like, I haven't seen anybody saying 2025 is my year because we learned our lesson?
No, I haven't. But I'm going into 2025. It's going to be a good year.
Okay.
I'm going into it. This year, though, I would say like a lot of it was very unsure, especially like with the election coming up and all of that stuff. Like, I feel like I had a lot of uncertainty in general just on how things were going to play out. That like I didn't really set goals like I normally do.
Yeah.
2023 going into no, 2022 going into 2023. I had probably oh my god. No, was it 22? I don't know. Whatever. But like I list out in my phone goals and like I categorize them because I'm crazy. And I had probably 30 goals and I met most of them. And it was pretty cool. Like I had a book number I wanted to read. I had certain things I wanted to do and accomplish when it comes to business and things like that. And that was when I was doing personal training. So like there was building a website and working on all of that stuff. I did a whole challenge like that we will talk about a challenge once we get into
discuss
goals.
Challenges.
But yeah, and then going into this year though, like I feel like I was very uncertain on like what was going to happen. That I didn't feel confident enough making goals.
Yeah, I agree. I think this year I did not have one resolution, and I think the reason for that was I was more focused on surviving, honestly. Like I feel like it was just kind of like, what do I need to get by right now? It wasn't the mindset of like, what can I do to make things greater or better? It was just trying to take care of what I needed to take care of. I did not have any resolutions
and
for
I think a lot of people were in survival mode this year. And there was a little bit of relief, obviously, when the election results came out. And I think a lot of people are like kind of almost like
optimistic. Yeah.
just on that alone. And we still haven't fixed anything, and really nothing's even set in stone. But it's just that little bit of relief that like a lot of the country is on the same page. A lot of people are struggling, and there's hope.
Yeah.
There's finally hope.
Yeah.
But so
you can feel the optimism of an improvement in the economy, people struggling, maybe things getting easier. So I felt it. I was actually talking to one of my clients the other day because we were talking about people decorating for the holidays and stuff. And me and her both, I don't know if it's the same for you, but in my neighborhood last year, I feel like nobody decorated. Like it was very sparse.
Really?
And this year, like everybody has their decorations out, inflatables, lights. And I think it kind of speaks towards the optimism where people are feeling a little more cheerful and feeling that optimism of like, okay, things might be getting better. So it's reflecting.
It's a lot of like happiness coming out of people, right? Like if you're unhappy, you're probably not going to decorate too. Like it's just gonna go.
The motivation to like try to fake being holly and jolly,
right? And it's already like bad enough if you have to do it for your kids. Now you're doing it for the whole neighborhood by decorating your house. My neighborhood decorated pretty hard last year, but I will say I think there is more this year. There's a whole house decorated in USA, like all red, white, and blue. Like literally has a flag up and lights and like. That's so awesome. It's kind of cool to see, but it's obnoxious out where I live.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Mine's the only house that probably doesn't have anything.
Damn it, Felicia.
I baked
You're
to
letting
make up
me
for
down.
it. I baked to make up for
I'm
it.
going to drive by and throw decorations at your house.
My sister's house looks like Santa threw up. So I think she's good. I can be the sister that doesn't.
It's true. That's true.
I don't have kids. Like, it's just not, why do it? Like,
Yeah.
for who?
Mm-hmm.
My dog?
For you.
I don't want to. That's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. We'll talk about, I think that is discussed a lot in our Christmas episode, right?
Yeah, we
the
can
decorations
back.
and stuff like that. But that being said, I think that there is an optimism and a joy in the air where people are looking forward to this new year that we're going into.
And that's why importance of developing goals for the next year. So you have a plan. Now things feel like there's something to work towards. Well, now you have to have that goal so you know what you're working towards.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just kind of flying through life.
Yeah. I don't know if you ever saw the movie with Bill Murray. It was called Groundhog Day.
I've actually never seen that.
Oh my gosh. It is, I feel like just the hamster wheel of you wake up every morning and you go through the same exact day where it's like you get up, you do what you need to do, you drop the kids off at school, you go to work, you come home, you get dinner. Like, you're doing the same thing every day, because if you don't have those goals, what are you working towards? Just like we talked about in the beginning, it's more of a survival thing where I'm just trying to get through the days.
Yeah.
And that's a terrible way to live.
It's good to have the routine, but you have to have other things that you're working towards.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you have like a very stressful and time-sucking job, but if you ever want to get out of it, what are you going to do? You have to do other things in order to move forward. If you feel like crap and you want to feel better, you got to have fitness goals. You got to have health goals. Like, there has to be something you're working towards.
Yeah.
It's just, and you're happier when you do that. Like, I get super down, like, if I don't have anything to work towards, which, I drive myself crazy with the amount of things to do. So can you imagine when I have nothing to do?
No, I don't see that even being in your life. I can't picture that.
I'll make up something just to do it.
You're like, we're going to start this project.
How much fitness can I fit in a day? Like, I've literally had those moments where I'm not working towards anything. So, like, it's like, oh, well, then I can go really hard in my fitness. And then now I'm overworking my body.
Yeah.
Like, so there's definitely, like, there has to be something. And it makes you feel good.
I agree.
And then going into 2025, where do you want to start with our goals?
Well, I'd like to recap 2024 really quickly.
Okay, yeah,
which is, we talked about.
Oh, yeah, I guess we didn't really get into it.
Not really having so much motivation or ambition for 2024 and being more in a survival mode. So I can't really say that I had, resolutions or goals that I set that I didn't achieve, because I didn't really have any. And I think 2024 for me was a year of growth and lessons. And, there were some hardships during this year, nothing that I couldn't survive. And here I am going into 2025, I think, stronger and much more motivated. And I will say, starting this podcast with you and creating the content for the salon and stuff, it does give you something that makes you want to work harder and be better and learn more. We're both taking courses on, different marketing and online creation and stuff. And I think when I didn't have any of that, and it was just the repetitive waking up, taking care of the kids, taking care of the salon, you can get into that comfort zone where you're just doing the same thing like we talked about. So for me, 2024 was learning and growing.
Definitely was some learning and growing, that's for sure. And like we're developing something that we actually can work into goals for 2025. We started. Yeah. That was the biggest goal this year, was just getting started. I mean, we started doing content Was it the beginning of, or not beginning, the end of like last year, or was it this year? I can't even
I think
remember
it
when
was
we did
the
it with Lisa.
beginning to middle of last year, because it's when
Yeah.
Avery had moved
Yeah,
away. So
yeah.
yeah, and she came back last summer. So yeah, it was like the beginning of 2023, and we were just. It was kind of inconsistent and like
Very
we'll
inconsistent.
shoot a few videos.
I think we did it once, didn't do it for a couple months, and did it again.
months and months. And just because it's easy sometimes to let life get in the way where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, I have clients or I have this going on, and you kind of push it off. And then the more you push it off, the further away it gets. But yeah, that was, we started all this over a year and a half ago.
So last year we started it, and then this year we actually started it. I wouldn't say we started it last year, but like we actually started. Yeah, we gave it a try, and let's see how it goes.
We dipped our toe in,
and we had a lot of fun. But like it was just the consistency wasn't there, and I don't even like. It's not that we didn't have fun, but I don't think we enjoyed it like we do now.
Mm-hmm.
Like now it's more fun because we've developed the friendship that actually makes it more fun too. So, and the comfort in front of the camera makes a huge difference. I mean, when we first started, you didn't want to talk in front of the camera.
Oh, no.
Now
I still hate my voice.
And now we're recording podcasts.
Yeah.
Like, how much of a difference is that growth alone? Just getting comfortable in front of the camera, just being able to talk and not have shame, dealing with people and their negativity online. Like, we've talked about that. And so I think the growth in just starting something is huge, and I feel like we've done good this year when it comes to that. I know it wasn't like a full-on like win for goals. Like we didn't accomplish a whole lot, but we accomplished growth, which is going to lead to accomplishments in the future. So I do feel like overall 2024 might have been a lesson, but it was a good one.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you, 2024, for all the lessons and the growth.
Yes, we appreciate it.
So 2025, do you have specific goals that you want to share?
So I honestly haven't sat down and wrote them yet because I've been spending so much time editing and then working.
Actually doing all the stuff that we're doing.
Yeah. So I haven't, but I did buy like a little book. Usually I just do it in a note.
Yeah.
But for some reason I bought another book and I needed to spend a little bit more to get free shipping. So I was like, I'll just get a goal book. Let's see how this is. It's kind of silly, but I'm going to use it.
It's not silly. If it helps, like, with the goal setting and, like, having it written down and
I'm hoping that I actually use it.
Yeah.
And not just write them down and then never look at it again, because that's what I do sometimes.
Yeah.
I have, like, a couple different little journal things. I've just never been good at the journaling because it takes time and
sitting down and being still, and
and I just don't have the energy for I don't have the
you
energy.
have too much
I have
energy
too much energy for
that.
that. So but I would say like one of my big goals for like this stuff definitely is to grow the podcast, right? Like that's a big thing. I want to help you grow the salon, which is why I brought up like creating a website and doing all of that stuff. Like we're gonna do steps in like trying to grow your salon and and just this alone, just the podcast, like this is big for me because I've wanted to start one of these for so long. I have no idea why.
Because we love to talk.
Yeah, maybe that's it. And like
and give unsolicited advice.
Yes, and I'm really good at it, So no, so I've always wanted to start one, and I talked to Justin about it like a long time ago. I was like, let's start a podcast. Like we have these long conversations just like we do, and like they're about like our relationship and like other people's and like communication and just all kinds of things, right? And I'm like, this would be a good podcast. Yeah, that's all I thought. And yeah, he's not for it. So yeah,
he's like, I'll sit there and listen while you talk.
Yeah, and like he's really good. Like we went on a friend's podcast, and like he can carry the conversation. He can give great advice. He can explain things really well. Honestly, he communicates better than me.
But that's something that it was like a one-time thing, not having to do it consistently.
I've been trying to get him to do social media. Like he just he flipped a van, right? A Sienna van. He bought it for $2,000, He spent $16 to fix it,
Oh my gosh.
and then he sold it for $6,600.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, that should be a video.
Mhm.
I've been trying to get him to do YouTube on these flips or anything.
Yeah.
Anything. He just doesn't like
He's
it.
like, nah.
Yeah. He's like, well, who would watch that? I said, anyone that reads $16 flip.
Yeah.
Like, and so I just kind of gave up a little bit because, like, even we were at an office that he has for lease, and I was like, you want to do a video? You know, because that's where my brain goes.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. I'm like, all right.
You're like, man, I wish Heather was here.
This is my sign to just stop and leave him alone.
Aww.
So, yeah, so like I've been wanting to do this for so long, and then like having somebody who we're very similar and like just how we think about things in life in general and like our conversations, and like we're able to basically like talk through things even when we're on different pages and all that stuff. Like it couldn't be the more perfect person to do it with.
Aww.
And so I'm so excited to build this. I am. And so that's like one of my big goals is just to really get this taken off. I mean, we launch the week of Christmas, and we're gonna release an episode every single week. So I'm really excited to see that grow. I obviously want to continue learning digital marketing and getting to like know social media better and all of that stuff, just so it helps with all of this. That's part of like my learning. And then I also want to work on my CPA. So that's going to be another goal, another thing to add to my plate, some schooling. And then fitness goals. I plan on hiring a trainer in January. And I was going to work towards competing in some kind of...
That's awesome.
But I got to figure out where the time comes. And right now, I'm not sure that I have like the actual time to really commit to that. So I might just train like I'm going to do
Compete,
it, you know, and just go from there. And then if I do end up having the time, I'm pretty disciplined overall, so it'll just be nice to have that like extra push with like with a trainer and kind of see how that goes. So
that's so cool.
That's really, I mean, and then we have some financial goals and stuff like that. Like, but yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. I haven't jotted everything down, so it increases. Yeah. So when I start jotting it down, I make like a list of
you build on it
amount of books I want to read and stuff like that. So it's still building.
Yeah. Well, for me personally, I wanted to bring up, because we talked about making the resolutions and you talking about like having the journal and stuff. Last year, I don't think I was in the mindset to set the goals, but my daughter, Nevaeh, she created a vision board for going into the new year. We went and she like printed off all the different pictures, and we got her a poster board, and she hung that in her room. And honest to God, like everything she put on there, she put up pictures for track because she was, you know, going into high school and she wanted to join the track team, and like all these different student council, the things that she wanted to do starting high school. And she's accomplished every single one of those. And I would,
that's amazing.
Like, I feel like she's excelled at every one of them.
Oh,
so I was
so
like,
cool.
Maybe I need to take this lesson for my daughter and do this for myself this year and do the vision board with her and kind of create, you know, what the goals are for the coming year. And it gives you something to work towards. But mine would be just like you said, the podcast. Like, I'm loving doing it. I want to see it grow. I love creating a community with other women and talking about the things that sometimes don't get talked about. Unless we are in the salon, you know, kind of having conversations and stuff. But at this age, and we've discussed it, you know, in different podcasts and stuff, making friends at this age, there's a lot of times where you kind of are on an island by yourself, where you're being a housewife or you're being a mom, and you forget that there are other women out there that are going through the same things that you're going through or very similar. And so I love creating this sense of community within the women around us and whoever listens to this, hopefully. And I would like to expand that into being more of a community with the women, like we're going to talk about in a little while with, you know, doing a challenge and a meetup for our ladies. But I also have some fitness goals that I'm setting for myself because I have had moments in life where I'm very routine with my fitness. Just for me, it's more about my health and how I feel as opposed to what I'm looking like. And I know that that is like the typical thing to say, but for me, really, I feel so much better,
Well,
and
it's not just about.
it improves my emotional state, my mental state, as opposed to just the physical state. And I have not been very consistent with that at all. So I do have that goal set for 2025 as well. And I think, like you said, once you start writing stuff down and kind of creating the goals that you have, more comes out. Right now, those are the big points for me. I'd like to grow my business. I like to be consistent in my business, and then the podcast, and work on my personal relationships with my friends and my family. So,
And your kids.
yep, that's my family.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I look at family
babies.
as like it could be so much bigger than that, but
Mhm.
specifically like your kids,
Yeah.
obviously.
They're always the top priority in my life. So
And I'm kind of taking them on when
Yep.
I can, you know. So
they're your little like
they're my friends.
Yep. They're like, Miss Fylisha, woo.
Like yeah, I'm like, you want some sweat outfits? I have some sweat outfits.
You're the cool aunt. But yeah, those would be the goals for me for 2024 and or 2025. See, look, God, remembering what year it is would be a goal. But I would like to sit down and actually take time, which I suggest for everybody, just to kind of go over where you'd like to see the next year go. Is it going to go that way? Absolutely not. We know that you can set as many goals as possible. Your year life kind of takes us on these turns and ups and downs that we don't expect, but it really does help to start the year off in the right way to have things that you're working towards.
And it's more than a resolution. To me, the
Mhm.
resolutions are kind of silly. Like this, making a goal is different.
Mm-hmm.
Because everyone goes into the new year. I'm gonna go to the
gonna do
gym.
this and
Like,
that.
yeah, like, and then you have all these people that sign up for gym memberships,
Mhm.
and then they go the month of January, and then what happens in February? It dies off. And you know, like, make yourself a whole year goal. Don't just
Mhm.
start in January and then quit.
Yeah,
Keep
where
going.
maybe it's like I can only work out 20 or 30 minutes a day, 3 times a week, instead
Yeah.
of January, you're there 7 days a week for 2 hours.
Or if committing to the gym is a lot, do something as just, I'm going to go for a walk every
around your
day.
neighborhood.
I'm going to go for a 30-minute walk twice a day or something like that. Like, I mean, that's more than enough for most people is
Yeah.
just going for a walk. You don't have to go kill yourself every single day. I do it because I like it.
Well, there's different levels of fitness goals too. Like for some people, it is like if you're looking towards like, I'd really like to train hard, maybe do competitions. Your schedule and routine is going to be completely different from somebody who just wants to get more active.
Yeah.
And get the blood pumping a little bit.
And like you also got to fish out all the false information and make sure that you're working towards the right goal and doing the right things and not just listening to Instagram that's got a bunch of filtered photos or BBLs.
Surgeries.
Yeah, surgeries.
Somebody, a dietitian, a trainer, everybody that's like doing everything for them. Yeah.
And like, I mean, it's just really finding what works for you and not giving up. It's things like you said, things pop up. You have life getting in the way, and you might fall off 2 weeks in. But the following week or the next day, why can't you jump back on? Why can't you keep working towards it, even if it's delayed? I have plenty of goals that are delayed.
Yeah.
And I'm still working towards a lot of goals. And one goal that I've had for a really long time was like finding something I like to do for a living, right? Like, what do I want to do for work? I have tried so many jobs, worked for so many different kinds of people. And I finally this year found a job I enjoy, people I enjoy working around, and people that work at the same like mindset as me. Like everyone's a hustler, everyone's really going after it, no one slacks. Like having a team like that is rare. And I've been trying to find that literally my whole life. I've tried so many different things. And when I went to school, originally I was working because I wanted to go to law school. And I worked for a lawyer that owned a bar, and I worked at the bar for a lawyer. But anyway, I realized I didn't want that life. So I finished my bachelor's degree, which is nothing. You know, absolutely nothing. And so like I basically went to school for no reason. But I had like a goal in mind, and it changed, and it changed, and it changed, and it changed. And now, like, I want to try for my CPA because now I've figured it out. But this is taking me years to get to this goal. It doesn't mean that I didn't have it every year. It just, it got pushed out, but I never gave up on it. And I never settled. And that's huge too. You don't want to settle.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. And I think sometimes you have to start off with smaller goals to build to the bigger goal overall. And like talking about the fitness thing, sometimes it's easier to set a smaller goal where it's like, I'm just going to move around and be active, you know, for 15 minutes tomorrow. Like, I think for some people it can be kind of overwhelming thinking, what am I going to do for this whole year coming up? Like sometimes it's easier to take that mountain step by step where it's like, tomorrow I'm going to move for 15 minutes, whatever it is, doing whatever it is. And having a long-term goal in mind. But I think sometimes we bite off a little more than we can chew, and it's like, then it gets overwhelming and it's like, I can't do this, instead of just setting that small goal to work towards the big one.
Yeah, I'm the queen of setting myself up for failure. So I've done 75 hard so many times that like now that stuff's just kind of routine. So I was like, I'm going to make my own list of habits, right? And so I'll add in there, you know, my normal routine where I get up, go to the gym, I hit the stairs, I take the dog for a walk. But then I'm like, oh, but I need to add in 2 more walks, and I need to do
a day.
This is my craziness. And then I need to add in biking and reading, and then I need to add in walking on my walking pad. And then I was like, oh, and then I should hit abs later in the day. And then it's like, okay, this is very unrealistic,
your
right?
Entire day is you working out, essentially.
But I'm also working my 8 hours plus editing plus everything else I got going on. So it's absolutely impossible, and it's absolutely crazy.
It sounds great in your mind when you're thinking it.
Oh, yeah. Like, I'm like, I can do all this. Why can't I? But the fact is that I set myself up for failure by expecting way too much out of myself. Yeah. And a lot of people do that even just like when they first start, right? Like me, I've already developed a lot of these habits, right? Like half of that stuff gets done on a daily basis, no matter what. Yeah. It's not even really needs to get checked off. Nothing. It feels better when I check it off just because, you know, I just like lists. But, but adding all that other stuff was very unrealistic, and I should have known better, and I shouldn't have did that. And somebody who's just starting out, don't expect yourself to go to the gym 7 days a week. Don't expect yourself to be active 7 days a week. Yeah. Start with 3. Start with 4. Whatever you're comfortable with. Start with something you enjoy. If that's going to classes at the gym, if that's going for a walk with friends, dancing. Dancing just made me think of line dancing. And like,
I mean, anything
I've been wanting to do that
around and getting your heart rate up a little, like that's exercise. So if it's something you enjoy, like going to Stoney's and going for a line dancing class, have fun too. It doesn't have to be just work. Like, I hate this.
Justin wants to get back into, like, I think it's like, was it Muay Thai? I don't know. Anyway, Muay Thai. Yeah. That's it. He wants to do that. We used to go to boxing classes together. I didn't really like it. I'm good. I don't have that, like, I know, like, I'm
fighter
not,
instinct.
I don't
like punching stuff.
I don't want to punch anyone.
I love that. See, I love that.
Which is really weird because, like, I come across as more of like aggressive, like not as nice person, but that's just because I'm very forward. But I'm not a violent
like
person.
Aggressive.
Like, I'm not aggressive. I'm not violent. Like, I'm not even good with competition. So, like, if you're playing a sport, I will lose happy. I will literally lose happy. And I don't even care. Like, high five. You know, like, in school, I loved it. I didn't care if I won or if I if I lost, it didn't matter. Like, it was just
my
fun.
gosh.
Like, I love sport. I would love to get on like a volleyball team or something just for fun.
Yeah.
But I know everyone would hate me because I'm not I'm not
You don't
aggressive.
have that killer instinct.
Yeah, I'm not trying to win. I'm just trying to have fun.
Yeah, I'm so competitive. Like, we can go bowling. I show no mercy. Like, my kids get no mercy. I am trying to beat you. And I will say that, interestingly enough, like, my 9-year-old William was wrestling and playing with my daughter, who's 14 and significantly bigger than him. And he was wanting her to show him how to box and wrestle and stuff. And he got really frustrated, was like, she keeps beating me. She's too big. Like, she's too strong. And I was like, William, that's how you get better, is you go against people that are bigger and better. You don't get better by going against somebody that's the same or worse. Like, this is how you improve. And I'm just highly competitive by nature.
And see, like, I'm not. And I don't know if it was just because I grew up in such a big family or what the reason is, but like, I've just never cared. I don't like, I'm competitive with myself. I will say that's why I make such obnoxious lists for goals. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I can get all this done, but who does that affect other than me? Nobody.
See, and I think that's why stuff like the challenges work for me, because it's like, I'm gonna, like, I have to do this, especially if other people are doing it with me. Like, I'm not gonna be a failure. Like, I am so competitive, and I don't think that I have the competitive nature towards myself. It's like competing. I want to be great. I don't want to be average. I don't want, like,
I'm not coming in
saying
last.
anything against you. Like, I don't want a participation trophy. I want to, like, win, you know, like, so that's,
but like,
I just got so aggressive with that.
The better, like, I'm all about like bettering myself and being hard on myself. I'm just not in like competition with anybody else. Whereas like you get riled up with competition with other people. I don't. I'm in competition with myself all the time. And that's probably why things don't bother me a lot either. Like, I don't compare myself to other people. I don't do any of that, but I make myself crazy on my own. So it's a whole nother level of psychotic, I don't even know what, but like, I don't know why. I'm just not competitive. We go bowling, you can win. I don't care. Like,
I'm going to show you no mercy, so I'm going to win anyway.
The best bowling experience I've ever had. We were in Montana and we were bowling with Justin's dad, and he just kept getting gutter balls. And just kept getting. He used to be good, like he used to be like fat, so like he got the surgery and then like lost a bunch of weight or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, he ended up like having something wrong, and so he was like super weak.
Aww.
And like we took him bowling, and he just wouldn't pick up a lighter ball for the life of him. So like he just kept getting gutter after gutter after gutter. Oh my god, he was getting so mad. So that was really fun, but that was just because it was funny.
Did you win?
I have no idea. I think Justin won. I don't even know who won.
Like, I don't know. Do you score that? Like, are there scores in bowling?
I'm not that bad, but yeah, I didn't pay attention. I don't know. I think Justin won. He's very competitive, which is probably another reason why I'm not competitive.
You're like, I'll let you win every time, babe.
Oh, he's a sore loser too. There was one time we went to One Up in Denver, and we were drunk, and we had some edibles, and so we go to One Up, and we're playing this game. I suck at video games. Yeah. I really do. I'm horrible. And it was a racing game, and you know he's a car guy, right? I beat him.
Oh no!
I don't know how I beat him because I was hitting the wall. It was just pure luck. I was all over the place, like. And yeah, it was just pure luck. I think the game was rigged or something, but I beat him, and he was so mad because I was so bad at it.
I'll never make this mistake again.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to win again. I was like, I'd rather just not win. So if I can keep people happy by losing, it's fine. It's fine.
Fylisha.
In gym class, in my senior year gym class, so you'd run a lap at the beginning of like the class, right? To warm up. I would do a second lap to like encourage people to like do it and like pass gym. And I literally helped people pass gym, like, because I would do things to like kind of encourage them to get involved
Aw.
and like participate, because I want everyone to have a good time,
Mhm.
not just, so it's not always about winning, and
Yeah.
I'm just not like that. And so yeah. Anyway, so going into this whole competitive thing, we want to do a challenge
Mhm.
for January.
Not a competition by any means.
No, so get that out of your head.
Yes.
No, but she might be in competition with me. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna pretend like we are. Actually, we should do a competition,
No,
because
'cause
this
you
one I'm
win.
guaranteed to
I know.
win,
You
which
win
will
this
guarantee to keep you in line, because you
No.
are very competitive. So maybe we should.
I'm letting go of that in 2025. That's one
No,
of my
she's not.
resolutions.
No, she's not. She's lying.
I just came up with that resolution while we were sitting here.
You just got excited about competition and beating your children. So
it's my new resolution, okay? I'm not in competition with anyone.
so we're gonna do a challenge, and for 2025, starting in January, we
Yes.
are gonna do 30 minutes for 30 days, which
30
means,
for 30.
yes. So we're gonna do 30 minutes of exercise. That can be anything.
Activity.
Yeah, if there's a specific activity you like, if you like to go to the gym, if you don't, if you're not real into fitness and you just want to walk for
Play a
30
sport,
minutes,
dance.
yeah, I mean, it can be as minimal as going for a 30-minute walk
Yeah.
once a day, or playing a sport,
Yeah.
boxing in a ring,
Mhm.
going to the gym and doing some stuff that I don't understand. Some
Listen,
people
there
do,
was times
so
that I didn't
don't-
have a gym around me, or I couldn't afford a gym membership.
Yeah.
And, the weather gets iffy outside and stuff. There's all these excuses. I would put music on and just dance around. Like,
well,
just something for 30 minutes.
we have so much just at our fingertips anymore, right?
Mhm.
There's apps you can download. You can do home workouts. There's not only apps for that, but you can home workouts with no equipment.
Yeah.
Like there's options for that. You can buy little things like bands and all that stuff. But go to YouTube, look
Mhm.
up a video. If you reach out, I'll make you a workout based off of what you have. Like
Yep.
if that's what you want to do. If you just want to go for a walk, just 30 for 30. And
That's what we're just challenging everybody, just to get active for January. Take the rest of the year as it comes, but for 30 minutes for 30 days. Meet us in this challenge. We're both going to be doing it
Yes.
as well.
And this is a good kickoff to the year, right?
Mhm.
Like, let's go into 2025. Let's be a little healthier.
Yep.
Let's eat a little cleaner. Let's move a little bit more. Let's
Get some fresh air. Get outside.
Yeah, the
move
big
around.
thing. The big thing is try to get out like once a day for like a
Yes.
walk.
Yes.
Another thing too, this is a total 30 minutes. A great way to get this in too, if you have a busy life, is after you eat
Mhm.
about 3 times a day, right?
Mhm.
You have a lunch break at work or whatever it may be. Go for a 10-minute walk every time you eat.
Break it up.
And then it not only helps you digest your food, and but it also will help you get to that goal of 30 minutes of
Mhm.
activity. And things like, I work from home and I have a walking pad.
Mhm.
So if it's cold out, you walk on that.
Yeah.
And I didn't buy that thing brand new. I bought it off of Facebook Market for $30.
Mhm.
So it's possible.
Yeah.
You can do it no matter where you live, no matter what the weather's like. It's possible you can do it. So
And we really want to promote like the overall health going into 2025. Like I said, not just the physical, but the mental and the emotional, and moving around, getting your blood flowing, getting those chemicals and hormones released. So we want this to be a challenge that other people participate in too, not just us. So we would love it if you guys send us messages, tell us that you're doing it.
tag us in some stories if you're doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm doing 30 days of gratitude for this month, right?
Mhm.
And I'm doing that because I'm reflecting on everything good. Even though I don't feel like this year went the way I wanted, there's a
Mhm.
lot of things I didn't make. I'm doing
There's
that.
still so much to be grateful
Yeah,
for.
and that accountability for posting that every single day
Yeah.
makes me do it. So if that helps,
Yeah, tag us. Messy on purpose. If you do any kind of activity, if you're out running around or you're playing sports or doing a dance, tag us in it. We would love to see it and share
cheer
it
you
for our
on.
challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And cheer you on. Like, I want to be like, heck yeah, look at this person go. Like, I want to see everyone win.
Yes.
And I want you to beat me in this challenge. I know. It's
There's
not a
no
competition.
winners. There's no winners in this challenge.
There is a winner. Everyone's a winner. Everyone who completes it. We want to do a meetup with listeners that are in Vegas.
Yeah.
Or if you want to come to Vegas, but I wouldn't come to Vegas for this. But we want to do a little meetup where we all get together afterwards to celebrate.
Yeah.
Maybe do like a brunch of some sort. It's going to be, the first week of February, we're thinking, and we want to get everybody together, kind of celebrate, getting a kickstart to the year, get to know some people, meet some new people, and, like Valentine's Day is the following week, so we're thinking
a little pre-Valentine Galentine's Day.
Yeah,
get together.
So more details on that to come, but we definitely want to end the challenge with a nice little meetup.
Yeah, for sure. We want to encourage all of our ladies. We do a lot of talking on this podcast, and it's fun for us to kind of like air our laundry out and, like I said, give unsolicited advice. But back to the sense of community, we want people that listen to us to feel like they're talking to their friends too. So we would like to build that sense of community. And I'm totally down for a challenge for 30 days and then getting to meet up and hang out with each other a little bit and talk about what the past 30 days has been like.
And all of this is inspired by Heather today, by the way. She was the one that was like, I want to get back into it. So it's not really, we're not doing this for like any specific reason other than everybody just getting a jump start.
And there's strength in numbers and feeling like you have other people around you that are also doing the same thing and encouraging each other. There's something really powerful in that.
It is. And I've when I was doing more personal training, I wouldn't say I'm completely out of it because I'm not, but like I'm not like pursuing it to the point where I'm trying to build anything. But I do love helping people, and I did a challenge a couple of years ago that was really, really cool to see everybody kick off the new year and really like work towards their goals. And I would love to see that again. So again, if anybody wants any help or any advice when it comes to getting started or doing any type of exercise, just reach out to us. And I'm not the only one. She used to be a personal trainer too. So we can both help.
It's true. And let us know, like, in the comments or shoot us a message if you're going to participate in the challenge. We'd like to kind of have an idea of who's going to do it along with us to help encourage us as well.
Yeah.
So to wrap it up, that was our New Year's 2025.
We're going to be celebrating in a few days after this releases.
And we're going to be looking forward to setting our goals for 2025. Try to write some goals down, maybe make a vision board if that works for you. Just do something to prep yourself to have something to work towards for 2025.
Even if you don't want to go out of your way to make a vision board, get a book or anything like that, we have notes in our phone, on our computers. Just put it on there, screenshot it, make it your background screen. Like, see what you're working towards all the time. Keep that on top of your mind. If you make a digital vision board too, like you can make that your background.
Yeah.
Just the more you see it, the more you're going to want it, and the more you're going to work towards it. So just keep it front of mind the entire time.
Yeah. Cheers to a new year. And we hope you guys will be with us on Messy on Purpose in 2025.
And see us grow. Happy
New Year!